I remember when we were talking about Niger Republic and other countries, they were like, oh, that the reason why what happened over there is not happening is because they retire these people very early, so nobody to actually stand to say something. I know you understand what I'm talking about, but aside that, this is a good one. I mean, releasing police officers early, like they rightly stated here, that they just go with their institutional memory, like they're supposed to be there to impact others, but the moment they leave, they're thinking of something else to do. But with this decision, what happened to recruitment and training of new officers? Because there would be like, I'm just thinking in my head, there would be like, we still have enough persons in the office, so no space for recruitment. So do you think this will have a way of affecting or not?
Incidentally, the Nigerian Police Service Commission actually does recruitment almost on yearly basis.
Yeah.
And so it addresses your question of as to whether would the increment in the years of service of police officers, either 40 years in service or at the attainment of 65 years of age, will it affect the recruitment of new intakes? It has addressed that. I have said the Police Service Commission recruits new intake into the police either through its short course or the normal recruitment, cadet recruitment. They get these personnel, officers, into the system almost on yearly basis, because you know that the peculiarity of their job entails that there are weeks that 2, 3, 4, 5 police officers are killed, and so if you do not recruit new persons to replace those spaces where the slain officers have been occupying, what you're going to have is that you are going to have some sort of a deficit in the number of personnel. And so they try as much as they can within the current arrangement that we have to recruit new officers into the system almost on yearly basis, if I'm not saying. I think even there is a time that they recruit almost twice in a year. And so the thing is, for me, I think that it's still a proposal, you know. The Council of Former Inspector General of Police and the Police Service Commission, headed by former IGP Solomon Arase, are just proposing that, so it's left for the federal government to accept their proposal or not. Assuming that federal government accept their proposal, what it will mean is that junior officers who got enlisted into the Nigerian Police Force through their SSC, senior secondary school certificate result, that is WAEC, those who came through WAEC are going to be stopping at the level of Chief Superintendent of Police and Assistant Chief Superintendent of Police. So either the ASP, either as ASP or as CSP, that's the point where they are going to stop, because of the
fact
that
you think?
No, that's what they are proposing.
Okay.
Because if you're going to have people who got into the police as WAEC holders and then refused, either because of work or because they don't have the resources, or they are not even interested in developing themselves academically, go to the university, do their PSC, do their masters, do their PhD and all of that, and then they didn't enlist into this police service as graduates already, as BSc holders, as BEd holders, and as Bachelor of Arts holders or BTech holders. What it means therefore is that there is a limit as to how far they can go within the system. This has been happening, but I think that they just want to make it much more clearer for people. And they are saying that those who have gone to school while in service, because I think there is an age, a number of years you can work within the service. Then you can take some kind of we like call leave, and then you can go and do your studies, or they are within the system an opportunity for you as an officer who is already in service to actually do maybe a part-time study where you actually go to school, and then the idea is to ensure that you upgrade your capacity to handle the difficulty, the complexity of the job, because as time grows on, the complexity of security challenges expands. And so if you do not have that exposure to as an officer, what it will mean is that you will just be stuck with whatever you knew from the point of entry, and then within the limits of your exposure. That is the best that you can do. Therefore, things like artificial intelligence, things like using the internet tracking and all of those devices and all of those things, you may not be readily able to do it if you do not upgrade yourself academically, and then in terms of acquiring tech skills that can allow you do your intelligence network activities as a security officer of the Nigerian police, if you do not upgrade yourself. And so they are proposing, as part of what they are having through this proposal, is that yes, number one is all officers who are in the Nigerian police force should retire at the, if take for instance, if you started from, let's say at 20, you were enlisted into the service, by the time you've done 40 years in service, you can retire. Or if to say that, let's say you started the job at the age of 25, at the age of 22 and all of that, by the time you are 65, you should be retired. So they are either proposing that either government agrees that once you are 65 you are retired, or once you're 40 years in service you are retired. So this is for the retirement, the normal retirement. You know that the law allows you to voluntarily retire as a police officer at any time that you so wish, especially if you have done up to 15 years of service. You can actually voluntarily retire. Probably maybe you have something else you want to go to do. Maybe you want to open your own security outfit or something. So you can actually retire. But the point, I support this proposal because of the fact that if you've given judges who are within the judicial system and then mostly within the legal framework, it is the police who arrest, take them to the court. So there is a marriage between the police and the judicial officers. They have this symbiotic relationship. And so if you have extended that judges, that lawyers and all of that who work for government can work as much as 65 years, and then the regular civil servant or the same thing, they actually work for 65 years. These are police officers are public servants.
But you know that field work is different from office work.
No, we know. So, but the point is, they are saying there is a lack of institutional memory within the system. What are they saying in institutional memory? A man who had gone to take, for instance, for the peace mission in Liberia, in Rwanda, and in several other countries, he understands how some of these tactical related defense mechanisms are done. And so if you easily ease him out of the system, he is unable to teach the younger officers who are coming into the system how these things are happening. So should those kind of scenarios happen again, these people don't even have the institutional memory, they don't have the understanding, they don't have the expertise of how these things can be done. And so they are proposing that if you give these people a minimum of what they are just asking is just an addition of 5 years. What already was there is 35 years or 60 years, and then they retire. So they are just merely asking that 5 years should be extended on that, with the thinking that within that time, you know, they have a police college. So some of these senior officers who are very experienced, who understand these businesses, can be taken to the colleges, especially those who have upgraded themselves, who have their masters, who have their PhD and all of that. They can be taken to the staff college to use that institutional memory that they have to impact in the junior officers who are coming into the system.
But they have people who need to train them.
No, they have, but if these persons who are there retire at the age of 60, that as it is right now, of course, that if, take for instance, you have 50 of them retire in 1 year, another year another 50 retire, another year you have another 50. How many are they that are in that place? So what they are saying is, for me, I agree with the Police Service Commission, I agree with the forum, the Council of Former Inspector General of Police, that they should increase their service year, because we need that institutional memory, because we need their expertise, and because as we speak right now, we are under police. That is the truth.